sometimes I kind of just hit that start recording button and I have an idea for what I want to say in a video, and I formulate thoughts and opinions and I kind of just let it go, and then I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't sound great. I'm going to stop the recording and start over again and try and look at it from a different angle. I'm not going to do that this time. I already hit start recording. I'm just going to kind of talk, and I think that this video is super important for everybody to understand because I really want to give some relevant information when it comes to Pokemon Bulk. And I think that it's a very dramatic title and a lot's going to change in the future, but I think as of right now, over the next year especially, things are going to be a little bit rough, and I want to give everybody the relevant information that they have. There's going to be a lot of opinions in this video, and I'm not usually one to give my opinions out there because the Pokemon community is very opinionated. And there's a lot of strong opinions out there, and the Pokemon community does a really good job of sharing those opinions and communicating those opinions, and they can do it in a very harsh manner. And the goal of this channel has always been to kind of provide as much relevant information from every aspect and every angle as I possibly can, so that way you can take that information and use it to formulate your own opinions, so you know what is all going on out there. And we've talked so much about how important it is to have different walks of life and different people involved in the Pokemon trading card game. And I think that's what makes this community so great, is that there are so many different walks of life. And I've said it so many different times that regardless of who you are or what is important to you when it comes to Pokemon, you belong here. Like this, you fit here. And I think that's really important, is to let you guys know that whether you're a collector or an investor or a business owner or a competitive player, like you belong in this Pokemon community, and I really appreciate having you here, and I think that's really important. But as we move forward, I want to make sure that that information continues to get delivered, so that way you can formulate your own opinion. And we've been talking a lot this week about oversaturation in the market, specifically involving Shining Fates, specifically involving Hidden Fates and those reprints and things like that. And while I think it's great to have product readily available for kids and for people who want to collect the cards, there is always going to be a reaction that happens when there is an overproduction that happens. We talk about it before. We talked about it with the giant comic book boom that made comic books basically irrelevant in a lot of bulk comic books. We talk about the sports card bubble that happened in the mid-90s, where you had this giant surplus of sports cards that were kind of printed, and then all of a sudden everything just kind of crashed and burned. And we're kind of in a situation right now with Pokemon where there's been so many cards that have been produced that it makes it very difficult for store owners, for businesses, to kind of move those cards, and that's where we're kind of headed with bulk right now. So I want to talk about that. Before we begin, it is Friday, and I think that is a really cool day because it's the Danny Phantump reprint day for Evolving Skies. If you don't know what that is, we're giving away a booster box of Evolving Skies every single week until the reprint finally comes. The reprint is scheduled to come at the end of August. We've already given away like 11 of these. We're going to give away another one right now. So congratulations to Jesse Ramirez. You are the new winner of an Evolving Skies booster box. All you have to do to claim your prize is just shoot me an email. You can send me an email, or you can message me on Instagram. You can find me at danny.phantump, or you can send me a message on Twitter at danny__. I just need your contact information, your mailing information. Definitely message me. I'm not going to reach out to you guys. I know there's been some scams going on with scam bots on YouTube, so I will always ask you to message me, so that way I can have you provide me with screenshots and proof, things like that, so that way I can give you your brand new Evolving Skies booster box. If you didn't win this week, it's okay. We're going to keep going. We got more of these to give away. We're giving them away to you guys. All you have to do to be entered to win is just leave a like on this video and leave a comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed. Those three things automatically enter you into this giveaway. We're going to choose a new winner next Friday and announce it in next Friday's video. So come back. You should watch the videos in between, but also come back next Friday to see if your name is chosen for an Evolving Skies booster box. We're going to keep giving them away. All you got to do is just like and comment on this video, and then make sure you subscribe. That's it. That's what I wanted to say. And this is Pokemon Bulk. This is just a 4-row box. I have a lot of these 4-row boxes. I also have a lot of 5-row boxes, and I also have a lot of sealed boxes. I have more Pokemon Bulk than I have ever had in my entire life. Bulk is something that we take in as a business, as the Coliseum. We take in bulk. We've been doing it for a couple years now. We take it in so that way we can give you the opportunity to sell your unwanted cards to us, or you can trade it in for a booster box or a store credit, something like that. A lot of people will get rid of bulk because they have so many excess commons and uncommons of cards that they just don't need. You know, they want to turn it into more treasure or something else, so they trade it in or they sell it so that way they can use that that to kind of fund their collection and things like that. And that's always been something that's been great with Pokemon for a while. It actually was really, really good with Pokemon, and I'm going to turn you guys around so you can see what I'm talking about. I used to own a business called Dead Jaw Gaming, and it was a ton of fun. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and we've talked about that in the past. You can go back and watch old videos on that, but Dead Jaw Gaming was a ton of fun. This is a post that we had on our Facebook page from July 10th of 2017, and this is really when bulk was kind of at its prime. Bulk was selling at the time. Stores would buy bulk for anywhere between 6 and 7 cents per common and uncommon. Now we're kind of leaving an area where bulk was selling for about 4 cents. You could get it last year about 4 cents. If you looked hard enough, you might be able to find people buying it at that rate. 3 cents was kind of the going rate. Now it's shrunk down a little bit. You might be able to find 2 cents still, but at this time in 2017, this is right before Burning Shadows came out. As you can see, today is the last day we're accepting bulk for Burning Shadows. If you look down here, 1,400 bulk for a booster box. That means if you sent us 1,400 commons and uncommons, we would ship you a brand new Burning Shadows booster box. And a lot of people took advantage of this deal. We did this for Guardians Rising, we did this for Sun and Moon, we did this for XY Evolutions, we did this for a lot of sets at the end of XY, beginning of Sun and Moon, because while Pokemon was fairly popular, because Pokemon Go kind of started this new craze where a lot of people were getting back into the game, bulk lots were also very, very valuable. A lot of people bought bulk lots because kids were getting back into the game, collectors were getting back into the game, so bulk lots sold really well. When I talk about bulk and what people do with bulk, I'm going to kind of show you right here. It's really simple. So if you go to eBay and you just type in Pokemon cards, these are all bulk lots. You can see Pokemon card lot, 100 official TCG cards, ultra rare included. That means you're guaranteed to get an ultra rare. $19.95, number one selling lot on eBay. These are bulk lots. If you just kind of type in Pokemon cards on eBay, these are people who bought bulk or accumulated bulk throughout the years, and they kind of dump them in different lots on eBay so that way they can turn some sort of profit. Same thing on Amazon. Now unfortunately a lot of these Amazon lots are scams. Like they're fake cards. You can tell right here. Here's flash cards, fake cards, here's fake cards, here's fake cards. This one looks legitimate. This is, oh no, this is lightning cards, so this is a fake lot too. There are some real ones on here that I saw. Here's one that's probably fairly real. I'm just kind of looking at them over. This one's obviously fake, but there's bulk lots that go all over the place on Amazon. That's another place that a lot of people kind of unload their bulk. They sell them to different companies like MJ Holding, a lot of these companies that do repacks and things like that that you might see at the store, where you see that cardboard package with the Pokemon card that's turned around and there's 20 cards inside guaranteeing a holographic. Sometimes MJ Holding will buy millions of cards at a time so that way they can make those lots. Walmart is a big seller of Pokemon cards. Now these are all different stores and different bulk sellers who kind of go in here and create their own listings on Walmart's website, but you can see here's a bulk lot right here. It guarantees you 100 HP or higher, and that's a big one with the kids. A lot of kids are really excited about that one. Here's this one for 100 assorted Pokemon trading cards with 7 bonus free holo foils. Here's another one with 150 assorted Pokemon cards with collectibles tin in multicolor, and you've got bulk lots all over Amazon, all over eBay. And over the past couple years, these bulk lots and people who are selling bulk have started springing up more and more frequently. But the problem with bulk is really the fact that we're facing inflation issues, wages issues, things like that that are causing a lot of ripple effects across everything that has to do with Pokemon. So while these lots still sell and still sell for relatively close to the same price, it's a lot harder for storefronts to pay employees to kind of package these lots. So because of that, they have to start cutting back on the amount of lots that they're selling because they can't find the employees who are able to package these lots because they can go work at McDonald's up the street for $15, $16 an hour. They're not interested in sorting Pokemon bulk for $10, $11, $12 an hour, depending on where they're located across the state. Now that's just a conversation that I've had with a lot of stores who have been accepting bulk or who have accepted bulk. They're hitting issues with the times as well. That's not even the entire issue that's going on. If you guys remember recently, and we haven't talked about this yet on this channel, but this is a note that Cerebi put out at the beginning of the week. Cerebi is just a wonderful, wonderful website that focuses on Pokemon. It's all Pokemon information. Mainly it sticks to the VGC, mainly it sticks to the anime, but they do sprinkle in a lot of Pokemon TCG stuff in there, and this is something that they tweeted out. The Pokemon Company have put out new figures on their corporate website. As of March 2022, over 440 million software sold, an increase of 60 million over last year. But if we look at the second bullet point here, year, over 43.2 billion cards produced. That's billion with a B, an increase of 9.2 billion over last year. Now, these aren't all English cards, obviously. These aren't all cards that were sold in the United States, obviously, but there is going to be a strong percentage of that 9.2 billion. And when you're talking about 9.2 billion, that is a substantial number when you're looking at 43.2 billion cards produced. You're looking at almost 25% increase hitting the market. And when that hits the market, but the amount of cards that are being sold and turned over in secondhand lots and repackaged lots isn't changing, that's an influx, and you have an oversupply all of a sudden of Pokemon cards. So when we're talking about 2017, when you were able to trade 1,400 bulk for a booster box, what we had happen was there were so many people who kind of got into the game at the time because of the Pokemon Go craze, and then all of a sudden slowly started exiting the game right around after Ultra Prism came out. We had this giant crash in bulk where for the first time since I had been involved in Pokemon, it fell from 6 to 7 cents all the way down to about 2.5 cents, and it took a long time for that to come back. It was really basically about 2019, after about a 2-year stretch, where bulk started climbing back up to about that 4-cent mark. And you look at these lots are mainly impacted during the holiday season, during Christmas time, when a lot of that stuff gets bought out. But a lot of these companies are already holding on to a large and substantial amount of bulk to the point where they have to turn off their bulk submissions. So Safari Zone, one of the biggest bulk buyers in Pokemon, has had to turn off and put a hold on their bulk submissions because they had such a huge increase of bulk that was sent to them that they're sitting on this just astronomical amount that is not moving. Troll and Toad, same thing. Probably the biggest bulk buyer out there. Troll and Toad probably buys more bulk than any company out there in the United States. They've had to turn off all their bulk on basically every single Pokemon card because they took in so much. Just in conversations that I had with them, they've taken in over 30 million cards recently that they're kind of just sitting on. And if you can't turn those over as quickly as what you used to be, it's going to be a lot more difficult to kind of take a percentage of that 9.2 billion additional cards that has been produced. And the reason 9.2 billion extra has been produced is because the demand has been there. So since there's been so much demand and such this big upturn in Pokemon, there has been droves of people kind of sending their bulk in to both sell it for store credit and trade it for booster boxes, that now you have this giant influx at storefronts that are really struggling to kind of turn it over. And we're really starting to fall in the same group where we might have to turn off bulk for a while just to try and catch up, because once you are a storefront who has so much money invested in cards that are barely moving, you have your funds tied up, right? You can't put that money into new sets, into the new Pokemon Go set, or into the Lost Origins set that's coming out, or into buying collections or things like that, because you have so much tied up in bulk. Now, you have some companies out there, some storefronts out there that are still buying bulk at 2 cents, maybe 2.5 cents a piece. But as these companies continue to have to be forced to turn off their bulk because of that 9.2 billion extra, you do have a ripple effect that kind of happens. And these people who are looking to send their bulk in are looking for additional options. And that's when you start getting into places like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic bulk, where you're looking at 0.5 cent to a penny, maybe at the most, for their bulk cards, because they just don't move in those repackaged lots. And there's such an overproduction and overage of an amount that it's just not worth it. And while it's great to kind of sort through those cards, and we've talked a lot about sorting through those cards and listing singles on TCG Player and pulling out cards that are 25 cents a piece and more, when you start having these massive reprints and this overabundance of cards, those cards that are selling for 25, 50 cents don't happen anymore. Then they start selling for 5, 10, 15 cents a piece, and then it doesn't make sense for a lot of those stores to kind of ship those orders out because they're going to be losing money. So we're moving into a situation right now where, while demand for Pokemon is still fairly good and people are still fairly interested in Pokemon, the astronomical amount of Pokemon cards that has been produced, where you're looking at about a 25% increase in printing over the past year, that is really playing a huge effect on the secondary market that a lot of people don't necessarily see. And I think it's important to kind of give that information out there so that way everybody understands where things are going, because it's easy to get upset at stores for not accepting bulk anymore, but when they're sitting on 30 million cards plus and all that money is tied up in that bulk, with bulk lots barely moving as quickly as they were anymore and not being able to pay the employees to kind of sort and ship those cards out, it makes things very difficult. But the key factor is that you're looking at a 25% increase. You're looking at 9.2 billion additional cards that have been printed, all those kind of hitting the bulk market. And like I said, while I know not all those cards are English cards and not all those cards are domestic, a lot of those cards are, and that's going to play a big factor in the secondary market. So that's why it makes things very difficult. Now, do I think bulk is going to go back up? Yeah, I think over time bulk is going to go back up, but I do think that over the next year or so, while we start getting through this 9.2 billion and Pokemon starts getting to the point where, okay, we're meeting demand again, because let's face it, Pokemon is printing to meet demand for the last year. Demand isn't where it was last year anymore. Like, a lot has changed over the past year, but Pokemon really had to ramp up. They're always going to be a year behind when they're kind of studying how much Pokemon cards they need to print. So we're going to have these excess cards for at least a year, I think. So I do think that it is going to go up, where you might see 3-4 cents and you might see these companies start accepting it more frequently again, but it is going to take time. So ultimately, don't freak out. Don't lose your mind when you see people in stores not taking bulk anymore. You can try selling bulk on your own, doing lots like I just showed you on those different websites, or otherwise holding it for a while. Maybe try selling some of the singles on TCG Player, things like that, so that way you can kind of fund your collection that way. And we'll continue making videos on the best use for that. But it's important to kind of pay attention to what's going on in the market. 9.2 billion is a very sizable number, and that's definitely going to play an impact on things. So like I said, I wanted to put that information out there so everybody understands where things are going, and it's really just everything kind of coming together, a culmination of so many different things that are impacting the market all together, where you're talking about wage issues and inflation issues and employee issues. So all that kind of combined with the fact that there's just this giant surplus of cards is really going to play an impact on the market. And I think it's important to understand where things are going. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. You have to do that anyway to be entered to win an Evolving Skies booster box. Make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. I just want to keep it 100 with you and let you know everything that's going on, so that way you can view it all at your own with all the relevant information, like I said, so you can formulate your own opinion. I think that's what's really important, and that's what matters the most. Thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, peace.